and welcome to Brian Brain's National Curriculum. This is the quiz that the entire family can take part in, enjoy, and hopefully learn something from. Okay, here we go. My name is Brian Brain, and if you haven't played before, don't worry, you'll soon get the hang of it. You might even want to create a prize for the winner or the winners if you decide to play as a team. Let's see if you younger budding brains can beat the adults, the boffs. You see, for every budding brain question for you kids, there's a harder boff question for the adults that'll follow. So, doesn't matter what your age is, everybody has an equal chance. The most important thing though is just to have some fun and build that brain power of yours. Because did you know that your brain works like your muscles? The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And today's subject is science for year 4. And we've mixed up all the topics for you just to make it a bit more fun. For each question you get right, award yourselves a point. It's as simple as that. Don't forget to keep score as you go along, so you might want to get a pen and some paper before you start. Here's a bit of getting ready time. Okay, budding brains, let's have a look at what we eat with your first question. Listen carefully to this food chain. Grass is eaten by a gazelle, and the gazelle is eaten by a lion. Which animal in the food chain is the predator? Have a think about that one. Grass is eaten by a gazelle, and the gazelle is eaten by the lion. Which animal is the predator? And the answer is, of course, it's the lion. The lion is the predator because it preys on the gazelle and lots of other animals too. But did you know that lions are actually very social compared to other cat species, often living in prides that feature females, offspring and a few adult males? Okay, boffs, food chain for you. In the same food chain, which organism is the primary producer? So in the same food chain, which organism is the primary producer? And the answer is, your time is up, it is the grass. Grasslands are perfect for crops and taking cows and sheep out to pasture because its soil runs deep and is normally extremely fertile. Budding brains, question number 2 for you. In the human digestive system, what is the function of the teeth? Here's your thinking time. In the human digestive system, what is the function of the teeth? Time's up. The answer is to chew and grind up the food into smaller pieces. And actually, it's mainly the molars that break down the food in the mouth. And did you know humans have a variety of teeth, including molars, premolars, canines and incisors? So that's a fact you can get your teeth into. Boffs, in the human digestive system, what is the name of the pipe that takes food from the mouth to the stomach? Have a think on that one. What is the name of the pipe that takes food from the mouth to the stomach? Time's up. Did you get it? It's the esophagus. The esophagus. Spelled a bit weird because it's O-E-S. Esophagus. Now, did you know, though, that the stomach is actually not that involved in the chemical digestion process? It's actually more of a holding chamber. Budding brains. What happens to water when you heat it to boiling point? Have a think about that. What happens to water when you heat it to boiling point? And time's up. The answer is it evaporates or turns into a gaseous state known as vapor. You can have a point if you said gas or vapor, okay? And did you know that water makes a really good solvent with many sugars, some salts and acids because they easily dissolve? On the other hand, oils and fats do not mix with water. Just have a look at them next time you're in the kitchen. Boffs. At what temperature does water boil? Off you go. At what temperature does water boil? And the answer is 100 degrees centigrade at sea level, that is. But it's actually lower when you go higher up or at altitude. And did you know that pure water has no smell and no taste? It also has a pH level around 7. Budding brains. If the volume of a sound increases, what has happened to the strength of the vibrations which created that sound? So when a sound increases, what has happened to the strength of the vibrations which created that sound? And the answer is, of course, they have increased as well. The higher the strength of the vibrations, the louder the sound will be. And talking about sound, did you know that the sound of thunder is produced by rapidly heated air surrounding lightning, which expands faster than the speed of sound? Boffs. Which state of matter does sound generally travel through the best? Which state of matter does sound generally travel through the best? And the answer is solids. Solids. The particles in solids are touching, so the vibrations can travel from particle to particle much faster. And did you know that our ears vibrate in a similar way to the original source of the vibration, allowing us to hear many different sounds? That's a fact worth listening to. Ha-ha! Budding brains, question number 5. If more cells or batteries are added to a circuit, what will happen to the bulb? Have a think about that. Here's your thinking time. If more cells or batteries are added to a circuit, what happens to the bulb? And the answer is, did you get it? It will become brighter. It becomes brighter. The higher the current in a circuit, the brighter any bulbs will glow. And did you know that a battery uses